And welcome back to the Morning Blend. How many products do you put on your skin during the morning routine? You know, you got your soap, your moisturizer, your anti-aging creams, then the bottles, the products, all those things sure add up. And get this, Americans are getting better at reading food labels. We all know that. We all spend a lot of time in the grocery store. We focus on what goes in our bodies, but most of us are probably not aware of what we put on our bodies.
And joining us now is co-founder of Serene Healthcare with a new line of products called Puristics. Welcome to the Morning Blend.
Thanks for having me.
So nice to have you, Amlu. I'm so interested in this because one thing, Molly and I talk about this a lot, it's a sort of a kick I've been on for a while is to avoid some products that carry certain chemicals. For me, one of them is parabens. I avoid most products that have that in it. This is something that you've done a lot of research on. Why do you think it's important for women and people in general to look for certain chemicals that are in our products?
Well, you know, I think we so often forget that our skin is in fact our largest organ. And I know I made a lot of changes with what my, I'm the mother of 4, and what my kids were eating and what the whole family was taking in, but kind of forgot about all the things that every morning we were putting on our skin. And certainly parabens are a thing to look out for, phthalates, sulfates, and there are a whole list of them. We didn't so much pull any of these out, but we started with absolutely nothing and built with only ingredients that were rated very, very low and very, you know, were considered very safe but effective. Because to me, there's no point. Why am I spending money on something because it's safe if it's not effective? You need both.
That's a good point too. So it's kind of like you built these products from scratch.
Absolutely from scratch. Blank piece of paper. We worked with our formulators, said, of course, parabens, phthalates, sulfates, all those sorts of things were definitely out. But what could we put in? You know, we had to figure out how to make them effective and make sure that they were preserved well and all sorts of things.
Because that's the problem, right, is the preserving certain things like vitamin C's and things like that that cannot really exist in our products without certain preservatives.
Right. So our products are naturally preserved. We don't use any synthetic preservatives like parabens are a big phenoxyethanol is another big preservative. We don't use any of those.
Why have you chosen Milwaukee to be one of your initial launch markets?
Well, we're in Milwaukee and Madison and Walgreens exclusively, and really Walgreens was wonderful. They're a very forward-looking retailer, and they were willing to partner with us. Milwaukee is a perfect place because if we sell well here and everybody in Milwaukee understands what we're about, and then I know that we're going to be successful when we go out through the rest of the United States. And you know, people in Milwaukee are thinking more and more about what they're putting in their bodies and what they're putting on their bodies. So great retailer match, great consumer match, and I'm thrilled to be here in April and not in January.
Which we were talking about. Before we get into some of the specific products, because I do want to go into the Puristics line and talk about what you offer, the study that we kind of quoted, the how consumers view food labels versus other products like skincare, what are some of the recent findings that you had? Because this is a recent study that you did.
It is a recent study, and we went out to about 600 women and asked them their attitudes about what they looked at in terms of packaged foods and compared that to what they did in their habits and practices with skincare products. And we found that about 50% of them really made a regular habit of checking out the ingredients in the packaged foods that they brought home to their families. But less than a quarter overall looked at what was in their skincare ingredients. And they all had, through the course of the survey, what I call the big aha moment that we've had certainly over the development of the products of Puristics, and with everybody that we've talked to, there's that, wow, I never really thought before. I'm so careful about what goes into my body. I don't think about what goes on my body, and I need to.
And you have this anti-aging facial cream to kind of get into the products, as Tiffany mentioned, but you also chose feminine protection as well as baby products to go along with it.
Right. So here in Milwaukee, in the Walgreens stores, we have the Puristics Totally Ageless Anti-Aging Skincare line, and we have a day product with SPF, a night product, and 2 eye products.
I love the eye product, by the way, because you sent me in advance a sample of it, which was fantastic.
I'm so glad. I, as you can imagine, have been one of the principal guinea pigs of the line, and so we've got the full line so that throughout the day you can choose whatever works best for your regular routine. And I want to also point out that not only are they pure, but they're proven effective. We did a clinical study on our advanced skin rejuvenating lotion and found that 100% of the women in the study saw a measurable reduction in fine lines and wrinkles in just 3 weeks.
That's everybody.
Yeah. So I'm thinking about bathing in it.
Yeah, right?
Because I'm not getting any younger.
Right.
But yes, so that's our Puristics Totally Ageless. Now, and I said that's what Walgreens is carrying in Wisconsin. And in our other regional markets, we've also got Puristics Pure Protection, which is 100% cotton feminine protection products that work just as well as everything you would typically buy, but are free from any synthetics, any potentially harmful chemicals, dioxins, any traces of anything nasty. And then Puristics Baby, which is certainly a natural fit. We have diaper products and a calming lotion.
I think it's amazing. I think people need to take charge of their health in looking at those labels, because we often don't, and you'd be amazed to see what's on some of those products.
Really, exactly.
It's a little scary
and
at times.
if you can't understand the label, maybe you need to think twice about before you put it on your body.
Yeah, and be asking some questions. So people can find this at Walgreens right here in Milwaukee. We're a test market, which is fantastic. A launch market for the Puristics line of anti-aging products. The other products that you mentioned, the baby line as well as the feminine protection line, people can find out more about going to your website, which is Puristics. It's there on your screen.com. Again, that's Puristics.com for some of those other things. It was nice to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much.
To both of you.
Pleasure.
Still ahead, the hardest 108 days a new mother had to go through.
And up next, 4 reasons to buy used things. You'll be surprised when we come back.
I bet you wonder what's gonna be